We are reading chapter number 1 from The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. There are two characters, Mr. Malone and Gladys Hungerton. Two characters are introduced here. Mr. Malone is a young man and Gladys is a beautiful girl. Mr. Malone loves Gladys, whereas Gladys takes him as a friend. One cold October evening, he proposes her. There was a conversation between them, and she refuses that she is unable to marry him. He asks her for the reasons, and she answers that she wants a famous person, a brave man, a hero, or an adventurous man. Mr. Malone has a will to do something now. Then we come to know about the profession of Mr. Malone, that he is a journalist in the Daily Gazette newspaper. He goes in his office and meets Mr. McCardle and tells him about his will, his determination, his enthusiasm, that he wants to do something. He has a will for a mission. He wants a dangerous adventure, a heroic attempt. Then Mr. McCardle suggests him to interview Professor George Challenger. Two more characters are introduced here. The third one is Mr. McCardle, and the fourth one is Professor George Challenger, who is a zoologist, means who has studied animals scientifically. Professor George Challenger has gone South America and he has an experience of beasts and dinosaurs. Mr. McCardle suggests Mr. Malone to interview Professor Challenger. He gave him a file in which there is information about Professor George Challenger. Then Mr. Malone writes a letter to meet Mr. Challenger for an interview on Wednesday. This is all about chapter number 1. Students, on page number 5, we can see this picture where Mr. Malone and Gladys are sitting and there is a conversation between them. She is squeezing his hand. Actually, he has proposed her and she has refused by saying that they are good friends. He has asked her about the reason behind it and she's saying that what type of person she wants. It's a scene of their conversation. And in this picture we can see that Mr. McCardle is giving a thick file to Mr. Malone, and the file is about the information of Professor Challenger. You can describe both of these pictures by yourself.